Practice the latest NSK200 exam questions for Netskope Certified Cloud Security Integrator NSK200 exam. 1. You have deployed a development web server on a public hosting service using self-signed SSL certificates. After some troubleshooting, you determine that when the Netskope client is enabled, you are unable to access the web server over SSL. The default Netskope tenant steering configuration is in place. In this scenario, which two settings are causing this behavior? Choose 2. A. SSL PIN certificates are blocked. B. Untrusted root certificates are blocked. C. Incomplete certificate trust chains are blocked. D. Self-signed server certificates are blocked. Answer: B. D. 2. Your customer currently only allows users to access the corporate instance of OneDrive using SSO with the Netskope client. The users are not permitted to take their laptops when vacationing, but sometimes they must have access to documents on OneDrive when there is an urgent request. The customer wants to allow employees to remotely access OneDrive from unmanaged devices while enforcing DLP controls to prohibit downloading sensitive files to unmanaged devices. Which steering method would satisfy the requirements for this scenario? A. Use a reverse proxy integrated with their SSO. B. Use proxy chaining with their cloud service providers integrated with their SSO. C. Use a forward proxy integrated with their SSO. D. Use a secure forwarder integrated with an on-premises proxy. Answer: A. 3. An engineering firm is using Netskope DLP to identify and block sensitive documents, including schematics and drawings. Lately, they have identified that when these documents are blocked, certain employees may be taking screenshots and uploading them. They want to block any screenshots from being uploaded. Which feature would you use to satisfy this requirement? A. Exact data match, EDM. B. Document fingerprinting, CML image classifier. D. Optical character recognition, OCR. Answer: C. 4. Your learn is asked to investigate which of the Netskope DLP policies are creating the most incidents. In this scenario, which two statements are true? Choose 2. A. The Scope IT Applications tab will list the top 5 DLP policies. B. You can see the top Avenue DLP policies triggered using the Analyze feature. C. You can create a report using Reporting or Advanced Analytics. D. The Scope IT Alerts tab will list the top 5 DLP policies. Answer: B. C. 5. You want to secure Microsoft Exchange and Gmail SMTP traffic for DLP using Netskope. Which statement is true about this scenario when using the Netskope client? A. Netskope can inspect outbound SMTP traffic for Microsoft Exchange and Gmail. B. Enable Cloud Firewall to inspect inbound SMTP traffic for Microsoft Exchange and Gmail. C. Netskope can inspect inbound and outbound SMTP traffic for Microsoft Exchange and Gmail. D. Enable REST API v2 to inspect inbound SMTP traffic for Microsoft Exchange and Gmail. Answer: A. 6. Your company needs to keep quarantined files that have been triggered by a DLP policy. In this scenario, which statement is true? A. The files are stow-fed remotely in your data center assigned in the quarantine profile. B. The files are stored in the Netskope data center assigned in the quarantine profile. C. The files are stored in the cloud provider assigned in the quarantine profile. D. The files are stored on the administrator console PC assigned in the quarantine profile. Answer: B. 7. You are having issues with fetching user and group information periodically from the domain controller and posting that information to your tenant instance in the Netskope cloud. To begin the troubleshooting process, what would you investigate first in this situation? A. On-premises log parser. B. Directory importer. C. DNS connector. DAD connector. Answer: B. 8. You want to allow both the user identities and groups to be imported in the Netskope platform. Which two methods would satisfy this requirement? Choose 2. A. Use System for Cross-Domain Identity Management, SIM. B. Use manual entries. C. Use directory importer. D. Use bulk upload with a CSV file. Answer: A. D. 9. You want to prevent a document stored in Google Drive from being shared externally with a public link. What would you configure in Netskope to satisfy this requirement? A. Threat Protection Policy. B. API Data Protection Policy. C. Real-Time Protection Policy. D. Quarantine. Answer: B. 10. You are implementing tenant access security and governance controls for privileged users. You want to start with controls that are natively available within the Netskope Cloud Security Platform and do not require external or third-party integration. Which 3 access controls would you use in this scenario? Choose 3. A. IP allow listing to control access based upon source IP addresses. B. Login attempts to set the number of failed attempts before the admin user is locked out of the UL. C. Applying predefined or custom roles to limit the admin's access to only those functions required for their job. D. Multi-factor authentication to verify a user's authenticity. E. History-based access control based on past security actions. Answer: A, B, C.